Welcome to Forex Daybreak, a daily podcast where we cover 8 Forex pairs and give you our view on the market direction for these pairs. If you are trading Forex market, this is the #1 show to start your trading day. Now, let's begin today's episode.
Good morning everybody and welcome to Forex Daybreak episode 21. In this daily Forex update I will give you my view on 8 Forex pairs I analyze using Elliott wave principle. My name is Ville Vainio and today is 4th of September 2015. This podcast is recorded also as video and it is available from the members area at ForexDayBreak.com. Show notes for this episode can be found at ForexDayBreak.com/21. Now let's get started and get right on to the markets. And first up is Euro USD. And in yesterday's podcast I talked that maybe there's going to be a slow trading day on Thursday, but there was none of that. There was a large decline, mainly due to Mario Draghi's statement that he's going to be printing more money and going to continue printing more money at least until the end of 2016. And this of course was the reason that we got a large decline on Euro USD. My wave count was expecting a downwards move. I wasn't paying attention to the news at all. I didn't know that there was a statement coming out from Mario Draghi. Maybe I should pay more attention to the news. They are not important on a large overall picture, but they can of course give short-term moves to the markets, and maybe I should pay more attention. Well, anyway, we got a decline. Price now is 111.27, and this is in line with the analysis and is now a 5-wave structure on the 4-hour chart. Quite a nice clear 5-wave structure is forming and is in a later stages. Also, I talked about yesterday the non-farm payroll figures that are coming out today, and I talked yesterday that maybe there is going to be a close to consensus figure. The consensus figure is 220,000 jobs created in last month of August, and they are expecting the unemployment rate to go down 0.1% to 5.2%. And now that we got the decline yesterday and the 5-wave structure is almost complete, I have started to think that the non-farm payroll today might be below consensus, and maybe quite large miss from the consensus. Also, the price action in dollar yen is proposing more dollar weakness, so I'm expecting, based on the wave structure, I don't do any research at all on the NFP figures before it's released. I base this only on the wave count and the price action on the chart. So this is just my opinion and my guess on the non-farm payroll figure. So I'm guessing that there is going to be a miss of the 220,000, and also the unemployment rate will not decline. Perhaps it will stay on the 5.3%, perhaps it will notch up to 5.4%, because we are due a larger correction in Euro USD. Also, there is a corrective phase still going on in dollar yen, so I'm basing this view only on those two pairs and only on the wave count. So let's see how it goes today. Later today we get the non-farm payroll, highly anticipated non-farm payroll figures. Okay, let's continue with the Euro USD chart. So like I said yesterday, we got a strong decline. 111.3 is now the price. Key levels on Euro USD 112.13 area is the next resistance. This is the previous minute wave A peak and the nearing area, which has been a support area before, now acting as resistance. And downside support 111.28 I have marked as a support level. We are right on that support level right now. So perhaps we get a small pull on downwards. Maybe this 110.15 level that I have mentioned previously, which would be the bottom for this 5-way structure, and on that level the fifth wave would equal the wave 1 decline that started on the 170 levels. So perhaps we get a slight decline, well, not slight, 100 pip, but still close to those levels. Maybe not all the way down to 110.15, but close to those levels. And then the NFP, if it's going to be a miss and a bad figure, would then trigger the larger correction to the upside. Maybe we get near 114 levels on that correction. So let's see how it goes, and today we get the release later. Okay, next is dollar yen, and yesterday I was talking that maybe this has already finished the wave 2 correction, but now the advance was in 3 waves and we have declined. Price now 119.71, and it looks like that we are still on wave 2 correction. On a 4-hour chart, those who are watching this on the video can see that I have marked the Fibonacci expansion tool, which would give targets for this correction to bottom. So 100% Fibonacci expansion is 118.17, and 161.8% would be 116.6. So those levels are the ones that we can target. This can be traded to the downside. I wouldn't necessarily trade at this point, since there is going to be a volatile day possibly later on those NFP figures, but those that trade the news and want to trade the volatile moves, I would enter short well before NFP and then expect the NFP to be a bad number. Key levels on dollar yen are that the next resistance is 120.4 and 119.2 on the downside is support level. So those levels, and also maybe more important levels, are those Fibonacci expansion levels I mentioned previously. Okay, next is pound dollar, and the decline here has continued. I have moved my first wave label to the latest peak, and also if we get a bad number on the NFP, this would go up. So perhaps this is the bottom for this first wave of the third wave, and next we get a corrective move to the upside. The wave divisions are quite hard to label here at the moment, so I haven't done so. There is a 5-wave count here on this decline, but perhaps this is not the bottom yet. Perhaps we see slight more low figures here, but The correction is due here, and perhaps the NFP will trigger that correction. Key levels on pound dollar are 153.28 is next upside resistance level, 1519 is the downside support level. The price now is 152.44. So let's see how it goes. Maybe not wise to trade this. If you're going to trade this, I would trade this to the upside, but we might still get further decline before the turnaround. Next is Euro Pound, and here also yesterday the Mario Draghi QE statement speech gave a quite a long bar to the downside. The price now is even 0.73, and I have labeled this as still as the minute wave 4 correction, since we didn't get new high and not a decent 5-way structure to the upside. There is a possibility that yesterday's or day before rather structure to the upside is wave 5, but since it didn't make a new high and it's not a textbook or not looking a very nice 5-way structure, so I would still be in favor that we are still in a 4th wave correction and would need one more wave up to complete this large correction. So key levels on Euro Pound are support level on the downside is 0.7257 and then 0.7245. Those are the support levels on the downside. A minor resistance on the upside is 0.732. So quite near we are now on that level. Let's see how this develops. I am looking for still one more wave higher before larger downturn can happen in Euro Pound. Okay, next is Euro Yen, and we can finally see a solid 5-way structure here. Not a textbook structure, but still a 5-way structure, and we are now still declining. The Draghi speech yesterday gave this a boost to the downside. Price now 133.1, and I have labeled 5 waves down from the peak of the B wave, minute wave B, which is at 139, 138.985, so pretty close to 139 is the peak of the last high, and now 133, so there is a nice decline in 5 waves. Maybe we are not on the bottom yet, maybe we are still forming the bottom, but finally a decent structure to label on Euro Yen. Key levels on Euro Yen are 134.3, next resistance 133.3. I have labeled as downside support, but we are now declined past that, so that wasn't quite strong support. Let's see what is. Well, there's a peak at 133 even, so 133 level is a support level here. Perhaps we will stall here and possibly get a larger corrective phase next, but let's see how it goes. Once we get this 5-way structure completed and see a 3-wave pullback, then we can start thinking trading Euro Yen as well to the downside. I'm expecting more downside since we have now a strong signal of impulsive wave down. Next is Pound Yen. The decline has continued here, and now I have started thinking that maybe the minus wave 2 correction is finished. It's slightly odd looking correction, but still this price action isn't nice textbook wave structure anyway, so we have to manage with what we have. Price now 182.24, and I have labeled the minus wave 2 peak at 187.64, and this new decline will then be minus wave 3, so we would need to see quite strong decline to downside. Pound has been very weak recently, so perhaps this decline is going to continue. Key levels on pound yen are that upside resistance 184.7, and on the downside 181.3 is the next support level, and this is the recent low from, no, this is not the recent low. Well, anyway, 181.3 is the next support level on the downside. Next we have Euro Canadian dollar and Mario Draghi's QE comments made a nice decline here as well. This is also in line with the wave count, which is now a 5-wave structure, and would give a strong signal that this pair has reversed. And also on a long term, if the Draghi's or ECB's QE program is in full force and maybe they will crank it up, this would be a negative on euro. So this would support the view on this pair that we are going to see a prolonged bear market and a large degree third wave to downside on Euro Canadian. So we are now at 146 or 147, quite even, 146.99. The price hovering around 147, and key levels on Euro Canadian are that 147.3 is the immediate resistance zone, and 146.1 would be the next support level on the downside. And I'm expecting maybe slight downwards move before larger correction can take place, so I wouldn't enter any trades at this point. And finally US dollar Canadian, which has been more or less on sideways price action. Nothing solid here. I have labeled wave B as ended on the last high, but this sideways price action doesn't fit well, that it would be a C wave, so perhaps this count needs a little revisions. I have not labeled anything new here yet, and in my opinion there is nothing to trade here at the moment. The sideways price action has been continuing for quite a long while now, and once we see a nice structure to the downside or upside, the price action here does not tell anything about the wave divisions. I'm still waiting for the decline towards 128 levels, and I would want to see a 5-wave structure as a C wave before this can be called over this large correction. There's a slight bearish bias, maybe the yesterday long decline would give indication that we are going lower, and perhaps non-farm payrolls will give boost to the downside here as well. Key levels on US dollar Canadian are that 132.12 is the immediate support and 133.5 is the resistance on the upside. So same levels than yesterday. Nothing has happened here There has been volatility on US dollar Canadian, but quite hard to say anything about trading this pair. I wouldn't enter any trades in here, but if you are risk averse, maybe this can be traded to the downside based on the NFB view I have. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Visit the show notes at ForexDayBreak.com/21 and leave your comments on that page. And remember that this podcast is recorded also as video and it is available from the members area at ForexDayBreak.com. Two other features you find there are my Elliott Wave Ninja trading system and my mentoring program. All of these are included in the subscription plan at ForexDayBreak.com. I have a 5-day trial for you to see what is inside. Thanks for listening to this show. Now go make some profits and I will see you next week. Bye bye.
Thanks for your interest in Forex Daybreak Daily Podcast. If you like this show, we hope you'll visit our website, www.ForexDayBreak.com, and tell your friends about us. Be sure to check the show notes on our website for this episode. Join us next time for another episode of Forex Daybreak.